Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Mythic Drafting. Today we're doing another Lord of the Rings draft. Pretty interesting first pack here. There's a Saruman of many colours, which can be really sweet in a strong blue-white deck where you have or strong blue-blaze deck where you have a lot of ways to draw two cards. There's a Bilbo, which I think is the best card in the pack if you manage to get it in your deck. Then there's a Bath Song as well. I think Bath Song's probably the best pick here. I think you can make an argument to take Saruman just for fun. And you can also make an argument to take Bilbo for power level, but I think Bath Song's the best card in the pack. There's also Lash of the Balrog. But this is probably going to be one of the last drafts of Lord of the Rings that I do, and I haven't really been able to make Saruman really work just yet. I wouldn't hate giving it a shot. So let's go ahead and just take Saruman. It's a bit more fun than just picking, Bath Song or picking something else like that. I just think that, sometimes you've got to draft for fun. You can't just draft to win. So Bilbo and the Bath Song have been passed. Now it's actually a pretty interesting pick here between Claim the Precious and Birthday Escape. So I think blue-white is probably ideal for Saruman, but I just don't think we can take Birthday Escape over Claim the Precious. The Ring Tempts You as well is going to be good for finding second spells. Birthday Escape's really good for that. But I think we just want to take the Claim over the Birthday Escape there. It's a little bit tough, just given that we could have had the Birthday Escape works really well with Saruman of many colours in terms of ensuring you draw two cards, you cast two spells a turn, but hopefully Claim the Precious can do something similar. Now there's an Arwen's Gift, which is nice with Saruman, but there's an Eomer of the Riddermark third pick, and we're just not going to pass that to power level. Could end up in like a Legends deck here, but yeah, that's a great sign for us, really. Now there's a Glamdring, which isn't really that good. I don't really think Glamdring's a good card. But there's an Ugluk of the White Hand, which is going to be hard for us to pass, even though we've taken Saruman. I think Eomer, Claim the Precious, and Ugluk is pretty nice. We can't really pass that. We could take like Nasty End or Isolation and Orthanc, but given we've already got the Eomer, I think we're just going to have to move off of the Saruman of many colours here and into probably black-red here. We do have an option here of taking a Rise of the Witch King and just going like right into green 5-colour Legends. It's an option, or just taking an Oliphant. I think it's just going to be Oliphant here. We could stay open and go for the 5-colour Legends deck with Rise of the Witch King. But I think that Oliphant is just even going to be better in that deck than Rise of the Witch King, given what we've previously drafted already. Now actually a pretty interesting pick here. There's not much in the way of red for us. There is an Entish Restoration. There's a Hiveland Knots and a Kingfisher as well as a Black Breath. I think this is probably between Kingfisher for like blue-black still. We could still be like blue-black with Saruman, splash the Eomer, not splash the Ugluk. I think that's what I'm going to pick. I think you could take Entish Restoration again and go for the 5-colour Legends deck, but there I think we're just going to lean towards the blue-black version of the deck, and maybe we try and play blue-black Legends. And here I think Deceive the Messenger over Wizard's Rockets and Shire Terrace is nice. Now, it's another Entish Restoration here, but I think we'll just take Eagles of the North and again just set up this splash, and wheeling Great Hall of the Citadel there is really nice. I was hoping we would wheel that. Nice to see Nasty End and Swarming of Moria, but now we're actually set up a little bit to potentially play some of these cards. I think we actually take Shire Scarecrow here. I don't want to play Shire Scarecrow. It's just so bad, but there is a small chance that we do. So Warbeast of Gorgoroth. I think we actually want Wizard's Rockets here. The first Wizard's Rockets. We've already got a lot of top end. I'm going to take a Shy Terrace, I think. And now an Inherited Envelope actually is going to be pretty nice in this deck. The Claim, the Tempting is nice. The Mana Fixing is nice. The Ramp is also nice. So yeah, I think that this is... Ooh, and now I get a File of Galadriel, which I actually really like in this deck. If we're going to try and play like multicolors and play Saruman. Really helps with Saruman. Helps us get to 5 and 6. Helps our mana. Means that when we run out of cards, we can start drawing 2 a turn. And we're going to hopefully wheel something from this pack. I mean, there's a Samwise, Shy Sheriff, Guahia, Glorious Gale, Lauren Revealed, all in the same colours. And so hopefully something does come back to us here. Now there's another Rise of the Witch King. Not a whole lot else for us here. We don't really have anything that's like super good with Rise yet. There's also just an Arwen's Gift in blue, which I think is probably the pick over the Rise of the Witch King here. And just move into like blue-black and we'll splash everything from here. Rise can be really good, especially when you've got these like Oliphants to pitch. It's also good with EMR, but I think here Arwen's Gift is going to be the pick. And wow, now we've got... This pack is stacked. There's a Sauron's Ransom, a Golem's Bite, and an EMR here. I think the pick is still EMR, even though Sauron's Ransom is really, really solid in our deck. I think EMR is just too good to pass up. Especially when I've got 2 ways of accelerating it out on turn 4. I think EMR is going to be the pick here. And now we get another... Look at the other EMR. We get EMR Marshal of Rohan here. So now I think there's like... It's potentially blue-red and cutting this Claim the Precious. We also, I mean, we still could just be black-red and splash these legends. So... Bit of an interesting draft so far. I think with Grima, Haunt, Torment, Oliphant, maybe we get something back here, but we can't really pass an EMA here. And now a Ranger's Firebrand over a Smite the Deathless, and that's probably going to solidify us in red here. Great Hall would love to come back, but I doubt it does. I think Ranger's Firebrand is better than Smite just because of the Ring Tempting. Now we can take another Arwen's Gift, or we can take a Snarling Warg. I think we're going to take the gift here. I think this Ugluk is probably getting cut from this deck. I don't think it's particularly good in this version of the deck. Now I've got a pretty interesting pick here. There's a Quarrel's End, there's a Black Breath, Shelob's Ambush, and Haunt of the Dead Marshes. These 2 cards I think are probably good if we end up playing black. But I don't know that we are black yet. And so I think Quarrel's End is just going to be... It's also good with Saruman. Although Saruman's going to be very difficult for this deck to cast. We do have Inherited Envelope, File, Galadriel, Wizard's Rockets, and some fixing as well to cast it. So it's not impossible for us here. Now there's an Erkenbrand, Erkenbrand's actually pretty good with EMA. Because... it means that your team gets pumped every time, and given we've got 2 EMAs of the Rinnemark, I actually think Erkenbrand's going to go quite nicely in this deck. So I think we're probably leaning to be blue-red, maybe splashing here. I mean, we could end up just being blue-red and not playing any of these cards. But now Guahia, I actually quite like Guahia in this deck, given we've got a couple of ways of tempting. 1, 2... Oh, we lost one with Deceive the Messenger, with Claim the Precious. But I still think it's the card we're most likely to play here. So we could also just cut the Deceive and the Kingfisher and just be like black-red. But then we won't play Guahia anyway. Depending on the fixing that we get, I think Rise is actually fine if we end up in like a black version of the deck and get enough Great Halls. We're probably not going down this path of 5-color. And this is definitely, I mean, if you're watching this is not how I would recommend drafting if you want to win. I would recommend just having been a lot more sticking to 2 colours. But We're trying to have a bit of fun in one of our last drafts here. So now, let's just sort some of this out here. Warbeast is actually fine. Ring Sight, not going to be what we're not going to be looking for that in this deck. So now there's a Scroll of Isildur. There's a Rally at the Hornburg, but there's a Nazgul. Nazgul's really good. Like, really, really good. And our blue just isn't that great. I think we could end up... I think we cut the Guahir. I think we take Nazgul here. We could end up just splashing the 2 Arwen's Gifts for the card draw. With all our legends. And the Saruman as well. And maybe... Yeah, I think Nazgul and Claim is just better than Isildur and the rest of the stuff there. Let's go ahead and bring this back. Now we're immediately punished here with a Bilbo and the Gandalf Sanction. We're not playing Gandalf Sanction, but I think we are playing Bilbo over all these other cards here. I mean, Bilbo's going to fix all our mana as well. Yeah, let's just take the Bilbo. This deck is going to be an interesting one to pilot here. Now there's an Arwen Undomiel. We just don't have the mana fixing to really play Arwen. We could just go for it. We don't really have any Scry. Oh, we do have double Arwen's Gift, actually. There's not really anything else like in this pack for us. I wonder if we get one more Great Hall of the Citadel as well, Arwen's actually going to be pretty good. Let's just go for it. If we're going to just go the full crazy 5-color deck with terrible mana, we may as well lean all the way in, I think. Now we'll take an Eagles of the North here for another mana fix-up. It's the worst one for us because it only fixes for Saruman, but yeah, I think we're just going to need it here. We could have had so many Entish Restorations in this deck. Now we're just going to take an Oliphant. Being able to shave the number of lands in the deck is going to be pretty useful. And Swarming of Moria is going to be very useful in this deck as well for the fixing. So we're going to pick that one up. We're not going to get back any of the fixing we passed, I don't think. Inherited Envelope. I actually think this deck wants this. I think that having 3 5-color sources is actually really useful in this version of what we're drafting here. And a Nasty End as well is actually going to be pretty nice. Building this is going to be very difficult. I think we're going to cut Kingfisher, Deceive the Messenger, and just splash like Bilbo and Arwen. And Arwen on Arwen's Gift. It's probably incorrect to... I mean, this deck is just incorrect. You should not draft like this. It's just... Let me just say that. But we're going to have a bit of fun here. So we can cut some lands here. Probably... I think Shire is good because it gets all 5. And so that's like... Even though it's slow, this deck kind of needs it. So we've got 6 mountains. I think we can shave a mountain. Can't really shave any swamps. Blue, we've got 5 blue. 1, 2, 3. But this casts... Yeah, so that's... This casts a few of them. I think we probably can shave an island. So this is 17, 12, 15, 18 land sources, plus these 3, plus Wizards Rockets. Yeah. Do we want any of these other cards up the top here? I don't think so. I mean, Saruman's not even particularly good in this deck, but there's no way we're not playing it. We're just running this junk pile and going 0-3, but we're going to have a ton of fun while we do it. There is an argument to playing a Shire Scarecrow just because it fixes for everything and it's a defender. I wonder if that's better than a Wizard's Rockets. The only thing is you're down a card when you do it. So, That is a bit sad. I mean, we could have had a really good black-red deck, but yeah, I don't think we want to be down a card. I think we're happy with this as is, and I'll see you for game number 1. Alrighty, on to game number 1 here. This hand is terrible. It's going to be a keep. Just because we've got EMR. And if we draw a blue source, Bilbo is going to be really good. So I think we just cycle this now. We're going to need the lands. Yeah, this deck really wants to draw like a... Great Hall is a really nice draw here. Because now we can cast Arwen into Bilbo into turn 4 Riddermark. So if you doubted me in the draft, you've seen the success now. It's undeniable how good this deck is. We never didn't have the island after. So let's go ahead and Bilbo here. And make Bilbo the ring bearer. Because we want Bilbo to hit next turn. So that we can cast Eomer of the Riddermark. It is a little bit awkward because you don't get to like... You don't get to hit and then like surprise them with the Eomer. But even just getting this on the battlefield for a cheap advantage is insane. Like if we play it on turn 4, attack with it on turn 5, and then play a Saruman, it's going to be pretty hard for the opponent to come back from that, particularly if we're going to be scrying with Arwen Undomil here. So shortcut to Mushrooms is not going to be particularly good on this board. They can block Bilbo now, but I don't think that there's much merit in that. So let's just go ahead and attack. Oh, okay. So Death Touch is a nice one here, but now Arwen's going to be a looter, and we're going to get to stick Eomer of the Riddermark here anyway, and we can still also just cast Saruman off of one Great Hall. So this is why Great Hall is such a good card, and I actually think if you want to draft a Legends deck, you can just first pick Great Hall of the Citadel. Pick up everyone you see, pick up all the Legends. They go so late. Like you saw in that draft, we just had so much power flying around the table. Yeah, so I think it's absolutely valid to just go down that strategy. It can be very, very fun as well. And now we're like slowed in that we can't play Eomer and then we can't play Saruman. But we are going to be able to surprise them with Eomer of the Riddermark next turn into Saruman of Many Colours the turn after. And now Haunt of the Dead Marshes. I mean, really not doing very much here. Except Rise of the Witch King is. So now they get rid of our... I mean, wow, that's a serious turn here. So they get to bring back Generous Ent, which we need to find a way to deal with. And then we can't attack without Eomer of the Riddermark into that. But I doubt they're going to be attacking into us here. And we've just got to hope... Now Torment of Golem. Wow, so everything was looking good. And then Rise of the Witch King, Torment of Golem just took us down a peg or two there. So now Generous Ent's probably getting in here. No, okay. I think they, like knowing that they know our hand, I think they totally can just attack with Generous Ent and just like double block the Eomer. So now Bitter Downfall. Okay. So opponent has just absolutely housed us here. They've got the permanents as well for shortcut to Mushrooms. So we're just going to have to no block here. I think this one's probably done. Going to go ahead and get a green here. Don't think there's much we can draw to get us back in this game. Wow. Opponent's deck, like Shelob's Ambushing, Haunt, Rise. I mean, Rise of the Witch King is just really nice with Haunt of the Dead Marshes. So Arwen's Gift. I think we want to tap green, blue, Hall and Mountain, and then gift off of that. I think we want to top both of these, and then we just... No, we should have left it. Yeah, okay. So this game's just done. We needed to bottom. We needed to have got a swamp in order to be able to draw Claim the Precious. But yeah, not surprising this deck got lost number one. I just didn't think it would be in that fashion. I will try and bounce back in the next one. Alrighty, on to game number 2 here. Let's try and bounce back. We're going to keep this hand here. We can always pitch Nasty End to Quarrel's End. We're going to cycle Oliphant here turn 1. Get our Mountain. We've got 3 colours now. Hopefully this hand is fine. Definitely not cycling Oliphant now. Probably actually going to pitch a land to Quarrel's End here. Probably... We only have 1 double red spell. I think it's probably going to be a Mountain here. And here's Errand Rider of Gondor. Okay. I think we're going to pitch Nasty End. I just don't think it's going to be particularly good. Given we don't have any cheap creatures other than Quarrel's End here. Although, actually, I think we just pitch the land. I think, especially if we draw... So now I think we definitely want an island in play. The question is... I think we pitch a land here, and I think we pitch a mountain. So we pitch that. We draw 2 here. Okay, so now Eagles of the North is getting cycled at some point for Saruman. We're probably playing Erkenbrand this turn. And then... Next turn we pitch Eagles, play Gift, set up Saruman. We're down at 17. Dunlan Crebain, I mean, it's a very, very nice one there. Swarming of Moria is pretty interesting actually on this board because it blocks really well. We can cycle this and cast a 6-drop. And then we've got like multiple spells to cast and start triggering Saruman. Yeah, I think I like going Swarming of Moria here. The treasure's actually pretty relevant and we can cycle Eagles of the North next turn. And this can block the Errand Rider of Gondor. And then we can Erkenbrand, Nasty End. Yeah, so it's the second spell's mana cost that you can then exile enchantment, instant, or sorcery. So like if we play Nasty and then play Erkenbrand, then we get to do a 4-drop. It's pretty nice. So let's just block and trade here for Errand Rider of Gondor. If they go for like a pump, we can also just Nasty End, and I'm absolutely happy to trade there. If we stick Saruman as well, yeah, okay. So now let's just cycle the Eagles of the North here. Go and get our 1 plains. And let's just stick Saruman here. And see how we go. So no attacks from us. They're probably going to attack us with the Ungol Patrol here. This does have war. They have to discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery. So they've got to have 2. Like if they've got Claim the Precious, they need like another instant or sorcery in hand in order to kill Saruman. And we can afford to take 1 hit here. Because then we can always like Firebrand the 2/2, Arwen's Gift, hopefully hit something. And then potentially if we need to, we can trade. Not amazing, but there are options like Nasty End, Erkenbrand, or just play the Oliphant, but I think we want to try and start getting value. The problem is this only mills 2 cards. So I have to discard here. now, like, if we get Saruman back at some point, we get to cast Isolation. So I think we're going to go ahead and chump here to save the damage. Green. Okay. I think, oh, if we cycle Oliphant, we lose. We do lose the... We lose the Saruman. So I think we need to play Forest here. We can just play Oliphant. It's unlikely they've got any removal and then just trade it for Ungul Patrol here. I think that's probably our best play. Let's just go ahead and stick Oliphant. And if they've got removal for it, fantastic for them. I think they probably would have, like, if they had to claim the Precious, I think you actually just kill Saruman. You don't just put it on top. So now I think we can feel pretty decent about trying to block Ungul Patrol here. Yeah, it's not amazing, but we are going to get to, if we do get Saruman in play and untap with it, we're going to get to use their Isolation and Orthanc here against them and start putting things on top. So that will be nice. We've just got to get to that point. I mean, theoretically, if they can't kill Oliphant here, they just kind of like have to attack with... They can attack with everyone. We can block the 2-2. I think we'd probably just block Ungul Patrol. I don't think they have Shelob's Ambush because they would have just swung out if they did. Yeah, so now we'll... They didn't want to let us eat here, so we'll just trade Oliphant for the Ungul Patrol here. They could have something, but yeah, I think if they did, they would attack with a 2-2 as well. Now Lorien revealed. Okay. So that's great for us because it slows their tempo down, and I think we have the better card advantage engine here. Although it does mean that they might have more spells here to deal with Saruman, but they'll lose that card advantage engine if they do. So I've got 5 cards in hand. We've got 4 and a Saruman. I think like we're probably favoured in this spot, but it is close. We do have all 5 of our colours, which is very nice. We have another way to get... I mean, we have a Rise of the Witch King as well at some point to get back Saruman if we need. I think we're just going to Firebrand and kill Dunlin Cremain. So they're drawing more cards here. It's probably good for us actually because we can... Now we can copy Arwen's Gift. So we can go like Firebrand your Dunlin Cremain, Erkenbrand Lord of Westfold, Arwen's Gift off this, draw more gas, start setting up more and more off of Saruman. It's very unlikely, I think, that they have a removal spell now to deal with Saruman. So now they're probably just going to attack in the air with Dunlin Cremain. And there's Rosie Cotton of South Lane. Okay. So I'm going to make a food token. They're going to put it on Dunlin Cremain. I think we do need to just deal with the Dunlin Cremain here. Oh, we can't Firebrand and Erkenbrand. Far out. So we are going to need to Firebrand and then Arwen's Gift. Or we can... Yeah, I think that's the line here. Let's go ahead and snipe down Dunlin Cremain here. The ring's going to tempt us. And now we Arwen's Gift. So now we can cast their Arwen's Gift, which I think is really nice. Okay, we want both of these cards. I think we'll take the additional mountain, but we won't take the island. So now I've got 2 EMers. I think we can go ahead and just play Shire Terrace and start thinning our deck here. Because now we can... we don't even necessarily want to thin our deck. Because now I've got 7 mana, we can play File into Eomer. Or File into Urkenbrand into Eomer. And we can Isolation or Orthanc something. I don't think we need to Lorien Revealed. We're going to have so much card advantage that we want to start taking advantage of the power that we're getting here. And we just want to put back this Sirith Ungol Patrol here. Pelagia Survivor. That is fine. It's a great haul. I think we just want to play Mountain. Play File of Galadriel here. And then play an Eomer. If we run out of gas, we can always use the second Eomer to get the Lorien Revealed here. But we just want Isolation. Put back Sirith Ungol Patrol because we don't want them getting the Rosy Cotton card advantage going. Now we're pretty happy to just attack with Eomer of the Riddermark. If they want to trade like Rosie and Pelagia Survivor for it, I'm pretty happy to do that. Given we've got another one in hand. Saruman's doing work. I mean, this is what I mean. Like, you can draft every draft and just try and grind out 7-win decks and draft black-red, draft blue-red, draft 2-color decks. But sometimes you've got to push the boundaries. You've got to try and get all 5 basics into play. And you've got to try and take advantage of Saruman. And this has been a pretty cool game with Saruman. I mean, we've used that Arwen's Gift against them. So now I think we want to kill Rosie and we want to kill Pelagia Survivor because it does allow us to prevent them from trying to mill us out here. And we've got another Eomer, and I wanted to kill Rosie to stop them from generating any advantage. And also, I mean, it's great for things like this because now Aaron Rider of Gondor doesn't work as well. I mean, we can nasty end this turn to sack. Although, how much mana do we have? We have 9. So I think we can actually just cast Urkenbrand here. Cast Eomer and Bash. Nazgul is a nice one. Let's play a land. I wonder if we want... If we get Eomer to enter the battlefield and then attack with Eomer again. Gonna have a lot of 1/1s. What do we have in that graveyard? We can get a Lorien Revealed for Eomer. I think that's pretty good. I think let's just go this line. I think we just want to draw more cards. So it gives +1/+1. Eomer's going to give +1/+1 as well. Deceive the Messenger. Okay, so we could deceive actually and shrink down the Sirith Ungol Patrol here. But I think we'd just rather draw 3 here. Okay. So now there's going to be an additional... So now we can attack with everyone here and they can choose to eat the 4/1. Don't love that. We could just cast Eomer next turn and then attack with everyone. I think that's pretty good. I think we just Wizards Rockets here as well, and we don't attack here. Let's just pass the turn. We're also slowly milling them out, so Shelob's Ambush, we can actually cast on Eomer and make it tougher for them to block it, which I quite like making Eomer a 6/6. Or making Eomer Marshal of Rohan a 6/6 as well. Is also, like when we play Eomer, it'll be a 6/6. I think that's pretty good as well. So Pelagia Survivor is not going to be doing it here. And neither is Eastmark Cavalier. So now I think we want to just tempt here. Actually, we should have done that the other way around. We can, yeah, we should have definitely done that the other way around. But now I can Nazgul. Oh, just done this in a horrible order here. We needed to think out our sequencing here, but I think we just Shelob's Ambush. And do it on Ema here. Make Ema really hard to block. So now we can have Ema B. Or we can just have the 1/1 be it here. And also just make the 1/1 a really tough ring bearer to deal with. I think we want to make Ema our ring bearer actually, because it's going to get the sacrifice effects here, the benefits of that. And now let's just cast Ema again. Another Ema. Everyone gets +1/+1. And now we can attack with Erkenbrand, Ema, and Marshall. Got 2 food here. Wizards, Rockets. Gonna attempt. We can get rid of the ring here, but I think the ring's actually pretty nice here. Opponent is like, I mean, we're in a much more favorable position here, but yeah, so let's go ahead and attack. We're gonna get another 1/1. Probably looking for Rise of the Witch King, I think. Here is what we want. It's probably our best possible draw. Arwen's actually pretty nice. I think Nasty End can just go ahead and go in the bin here. I think Arwen actually is going to be pretty good at scrying too. Plus, and like making combat really difficult for the opponent. So now opponent, like I think they probably should trade Ungol Patrol for Ema here. This Ema. And then probably just chump Riddermark. Got to probably trade for Erkenbrand. This has actually worked out kind of well for us. I think that the extra combat is tempting, but I think that having them trade for this and leaving us with the Riddermark is actually pretty good. They can triple block Riddermark, block Ema. I don't think they have many good options. Okay. No, so they've double chumped here. I'm absolutely fine with that. They can sack. Okay. Now hit them for 5 here. Alrighty. We can get 3 mana spell next turn. So we can cast the Deceive the Messenger. They're looting. I mean, they're also like pretty close to just milling out. So are we though, so we don't really want to go for that game plan, but we've got 9 cards in hand. I can't really attack here either. We just block. Saruman blocks Aaron Rider. Pelagia Survivor is a bit of a threat actually. So we probably do need to try and close this one out. I think we're probably just going to be swinging with the team here. They're going to go milling us now, or they've got to kind of do that next turn, I think. I don't think they can really do it this turn. So I think Wizards Rockets can just put that in the bin here. Rohirrim Lancer. Okay. I think we probably just want to deceive something. Let's go ahead and Arwen. And let's play Inherited Envelope. And we'll shrink down the Ungol Patrol here. And now I think we're just going to be shipping with the team. Because we're going to have 3 blockers this turn as well. Let's go ahead and ship. We want one of these 1/1s to be the ring bearer. That's fine. It's just a threat to get in. We'll play Rohirrim Lancer as well. We can also scry 2 this turn. Yeah, so I think we just ship with the team here. We get another 1/1. We get to loot. Whatever gets through. Bilbo's not a bad one. But now I think they're like pretty much dead. I don't think that they can live through blocking here. Don't really need to do the math. They need to kill Eomer. So they're going to trade there. I think they block Aaron Rider of Gondor here. Yeah, I think they're just dead. I don't think there's a line that can lead them to living here. At least not in a way that like leads them to winning the game either. They do have the 2 food actually, so they can go to 21. So maybe they're not just dead here, but I think they're probably just like dead in the long run anyway. Ungol Patrol's going to eat that. And the 1/3 is going to block. The thing is, if they eat this legend, we get another attack phase here, so they can't actually kill this 3/1. They need to block non-legendary creatures. So Cyril Ungol Patrol is going to block the Riddermark. Yeah, they need to not block this. They need to trade Aaron Rider of Gondor for the 3/1 that's not the Ring Bearer, but that's also... Yeah, okay. So now I think we just win here because, yeah, we're going to get another attack phase. They're going to go to 21. They're taking 3, 8, 13, 19. I mean, we should just do this first now. Are they going to sack the Aaron Rider of Gondor? They're sacking Kingfisher. They should have drawn a card before they ate the food, but now we just get to scry. Oh, these are both good actually. Claim and Gothmog are good. Let's put a +1/+1 counter on Erkenbrand. Now we bash them down pretty low, down to 1, but little do they know, the team is coming in again. The Riders of Rohan are just bearing down on the opponent. That was a sweet, sweet game. I hope you enjoyed that one. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that one. But the 5-color Legends deck, just doing some busted stuff. I hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you in the next game. Alrighty, on to game number 3 here. This hand's definitely a keeper. Just got natural 5-color, 4-color basics, plus Inherited Envelope. So, if we can get a turn 3 Bilbo, turn 4 Envelope, turn 5 Saruman, that's going to be pretty good. We're going to have a Looter. Great Hall. I mean, just never didn't have perfect mana here. But yeah, this hand's going to be pretty nice, I think, if we can curve everything out properly. The opponent will, if we can get any sort of second spell off of Saruman as well now and cast our Lorien Revealed as well, it's just going to be pretty busted. So let's play Great Hall. I think we are going to want it. The ring's going to tempt Bilbo. Now we don't want to do what we did in the first game and run our Bilbo into a Warriors Pathfinder plus Shelob's ambush, but I don't think they're going to have that here. So a chance met Elves. I'm going to get to scry with that. That's pretty nice. Hopefully we will need a way to deal with this. But that could hopefully is their only time they can scry. They're going to reveal a creature off the top. Oh, it's not going to be the only time they can scry. So Elrond is going to be nice there. Let's play a mountain. Let's play the envelope. We don't really have any options. The fact we've only drawn land is not great. But now at least we can sneak Bilbo in and pitch. Probably just pitch Forest here. Going to create a treasure. And now we can actually just file. It's effectively the same thing as having a treasure token here, but it's just more mana efficient for us. It does mean like we're slightly less likely to get to double spell, but I think we do want to be trying to now actually get to File of Galadriel as quickly as possible. Okay, so they get to destroy and scry once. So they've got main deck Shower of Arrows. If they have a land as well, they're going to get to scry again with Elrond, which I assume they do. We're in a lot of trouble here, actually. So Rise of the Witch King. Probably hear the chopper in the background here. So I think we just want to start by attacking. Just not drawing anything that we need is a bit frustrating, but let's just play land, play Saruman here. And then we're just going to have to hope we draw something next turn that can turn this game around. They're probably going to Elrond. I think we may have to just trade Saruman for Chance Met Elves here, and then rely on Rise of the Witch King to get it back. Although it is risky that they now have like instant speed. Scry. No, it only triggers once a turn. So we can block this. If they have like a removal spell and another spell to discard, that's just pretty sweet for them. Definitely a pretty solid blue-green deck here. They're probably going to pump Chance Met Elves here. This is probably horrific for us, but we can get it back. No, so they're going to tap and scry one. It doesn't actually work because it only triggers once a turn. So that's actually really nice for us now. Oh, and Gothmog is a sweet, sweet draw here. This is actually pretty interesting because we could Rise. And then what do we get if we do that? We don't. We get an Elven Farsight or a Hiveland Knots. So the question is it worth rising here? Like, because we can go Gothmog and then Rise. Or we can attack. I think we want to attack first. And see what we get off the... Okay, so let's go ahead and pitch the mountain here. Gonna hit them down. We get another treasure. Now we can swarming. I think we want a Gothmog actually. I think we're pretty happy Gothmogging, sacking the token here for a Saruman. They're going to sack that Woe's Pathfinder, I think. And now I feel like we're in a pretty decent spot. Nimrodil can get in every time they have a creature enter the battlefield, but other than that, we've got pretty decent blocks. The 2 turns are way off as well of having Woe's Pathfinder, but wow, they put that back. So actually the question is, do we want File of Galadriel instead of Saruman? I actually think we do want File here. I think File's actually going to be more busted on this board. Because we can draw with Bilbo 2 off the ring. And we're just going to play out a hand every turn. I think that's pretty good. I think we're happy to trade Gothmog here as well. Before they get the before they get the ability to Woes Pathfinder. Yeah, and Gift of Strands, that's fine. We are going to need to draw something to deal with that. Oliphant. So much mana do we have? We have 5, 6, 7. I think we are going to be able to cast. If we cast this, we're going to have 5. Yeah, we can't actually cast both. So I think let's just go ahead and start by attacking. And loot here. So Arwen's pretty nice actually, because we can cast Arwen and Oliphant, I think, if they don't block. Otherwise, we'll just cast the Oliphant. I don't think they're actually going to block, because they're going to want to try an Elrond here. Yeah. So now I get the treasure. Maybe it was correct actually to just get Saruman back. I'm probably got a little bit too cute here, because we could have cast like a 6. Yeah, I think we actually should have just got Saruman back. I think File of Galadriel was too cute. I think we should have just backed that in, and like now we would have cast our second spell, would have been an Oliphant here. So we definitely have enough mana. We'll do both. We are going to get to draw an extra card a turn. It is good, but we wouldn't actually have got to cast both spells either this turn. But yeah, Oliphant's going to be pretty nice here. Unless they have a counter spell for it. I think they would have countered Arwen if they did. We're going to have to double block. Oh, Greyhaven's Navigator. That's brutal. Because now they can scry away anything that's not a land. So that's definitely a land on top, I think. And we probably have to like double block Elrond here. They will have to spend their whole turn. I assume it's a land. It's not a land. So they don't. We can just block Greyhaven's Navigator here. I think we actually just want to trade. I don't. Okay, that worked out really well for us. Because now that pressure is gone. They should have bottomed that and looked for a... Should have bottomed that and looked for something else there. Now I think we actually hold Bilbo back. We just cast the Oliphant here. Although we do want to dump our hand as quickly as possible. So I'm trying to question... No, I think we actually attack with Bilbo. I think if we draw another spell that... Okay, so Eomer is really nice. Let's just go ahead and dump. Erkenbrand. I mean, Eomer's good with Erkenbrand, but we're going to get a treasure here. We're going to get to Oliphant now. It's actually funny with File. You actually want to draw some lands because you want to start getting the mana to cast more and more spells. And now Greyhaven's Navigator. I mean, that's absolutely fine. We don't care about that. We actually just don't want them. Oh no, they get the scry. So they're going to get to attack in with some, but we're actually going to put a ton of pressure on the opponent this turn. Arwen's Gift. We're going to control 2 legends here. So let's Eomer of the Riddermark. Do we Arwen's Gift now? I think we do. And see what we draw. So we want... Oh, we can just draw another lot. So we draw 3. Play out the land. I think we want to attack with the team here. I don't think that they can kill us this turn. We're going to have a 1-1. If they draw a land... I think we actually just hold Bilbo back here. There's no point getting too aggressive, and it's not lethal, so they're going to chump. No, chumping. They're going to trade here. That's absolutely fine. We hit them for a a ton here. Now they're going to have to chump Armor of the Riddermark. So yeah, it looks like we're going to sneak the victory in here. Bit of a drawn-out game, but I think maybe Fire was right. I think it's Arwen just a turn too late there, I think. So now we could ring Temps, but I think we just want to start off by Arwen's gifting and see what we draw. We're very happily... I think we actually want the land here because Eagles of the North plus land is probably going to be lethal here. So let's go ahead and slam that down. And now they're going to have to block this and block. They could choose not to block some of it. No, they've seen the writings on the wall, managed to get that victory. 2-1 with this little brew here. Let's see if we can keep racking up the wins. Alrighty, welcome back for game number 4 here. This hand is a definite keeper. Nazgul and Claim plus Swarming is a pretty nice little combo here, and also an Inherited Envelope as well, which we can probably just cast on turn 5 to double spell. Also, it does actually lead to an argument of casting Swarming on turn 3 here, because if we're Swarming and trade it for the Goblin, then we can, if we have a 4th land, we can cast Inherited Envelope and cast another spell. So I think we're actually going to cycle this Oliphant here to do that, because we'll have 4 lands, use 2 in the treasure to cast the Inherited Envelope, and then we'll use the last land, the 2 other lands, and the Inherited Envelope to cast like a Nazgul or a Claim the Precious here. So that's a pretty good one from the opponent. Book of Mazabul, obviously a big problem. A very aggressive start is difficult for this type of hand to deal with, but hopefully with Inherited Envelope, Nazgul, we might have an Inherited Envelope and just, like if they attack here, yeah, so we'll trade the 2/2 here for the Battle Scar Goblin if we can. And then now we'll probably claim one of their creatures, the biggest creature on the battlefield. So Samwise is pretty annoying there. Just given that you really got to hope now they can't play that. And a Squire of the King. Okay. So now I think we just want to go... We could Urkin Brand, but I think I've got a bit of a mana problem here, and so it's going to be better to just tempt and claim, I think, is our best option. Yeah, I think tempting and claiming is going to be the best option for us here. Not going to be able to block anything. So let's go ahead and just take down the one that deals the most damage to us. And now we're going to take 4-7 down to 5. But then we can play Nazgul next turn. Pretty strong start from the opponent. I think this hand honestly beats a lot of decks. But obviously with the start that they had, makes it pretty difficult for us. Now they can battle Scar Goblin here. Yeah, I think we're pretty stuffed here. Shire Terrace is not going to do it. Can't Saruman here. Can't Nazgul either. I think we actually want to play Urkenbrand here to block Samwise. I think we're just dead though, because next turn we can cast Nazgul, tempt onto Nazgul and Arwen's Gift. It's maybe a way of coming back into this game, but I think it's looking pretty unlikely. We can also sack the Shire Terrace here to go and get Island. But yeah, this hand from the opponent is just too fast. So I think here we block Samwise. We're going to take 4 here down to 1, but if we've got a pump spell. So good game to the opponent. Really nice little aggressive draw from them. We'll see if we can bounce back in the next one. Alrighty, on to game number 5 here. This hand's going to be a keep. Quarrel's End and the Eagles here. We can
cycle away one of the bad cards. Like we're probably cycling away Quarrel's Arwen with Quarrel's End here, but we're going to be able to have a couple of draw steps here. We're going to have our 1 planes as well that we need. So hopefully, we draw one of our mana rocks, and then we can have a more aggressive draw, a more explosive draw here if we manage to hit one of the envelopes or the File of Galadriel with this deck. Easterling Vanguard, the Quarrel's End's very good against that. And now the question is, what do we pitch? So Arwen, I think we pitch Arwen. I think while we're closer to casting Arwen, Saruman's just way higher upside, and so I think there it's better to just go for that. Now I think Nasty End's a pretty nice one here. We've got good blocks here. They're not attacking into us either. So now I think we can just got a question of, do we play Swarming or do we play Erkenbrand? And I think we just want to play Erkenbrand here. Shores up the battlefield pretty well. We're not going to be attacking anytime soon, but we will have some humans that come down eventually in this deck if we draw any of our Eomer of the Riddermarks or anything like that. And with Nasty End as well, it's good. It's quite nice, and we can always use the treasure from Swarming of Moria to cast Arwen's Gift as well if we draw another legend. So there's a few options available to us with this hand. Obviously as well, we don't have the mana to cast either of these, so we're going to have to use Swarming of Moria to cast one of them, which is another reason to hold the Oliphant here for an actual creature. So File of Galadriel is a fantastic draw here, because now we can file... and we probably cycle Oliphant here, I think. Because now I can cast all of our spells. No, we can't cast Saruman, sorry. So we don't want to cycle Oliphant yet. Okay, so we just ship with Nasty End up, and we can always chump a Snarling Warg if we want, or we can double block, and then if they go for something, we can sack Erkenbrand to Nasty End, but now we just get to do this anyway, and we get to draw 3, so that's very, very nice here for us. Nasty End response is just so awesome. So now this is going to be an interesting turn. Next turn so we're definitely going to trade the 1/1 here for the 2/1. Although it does give +1/+0 to that, but I think that's fine. I think it's worth taking, stopping the extra 2 damage here. They can have the Amass token, and their 1 threat will be Snarling Warg for now. So now we've got 6 mana. We can cast an Eomer, but I think we want to accelerate our mana more here, and we can actually... we could cast Oliphant, but I think we want to get into a situation where we can cast Saruman next turn. So we've got 6 mana this turn. We're going to have 6 lands. If we play this and Swarming Moria, then next turn we'll actually have 9 mana. But then we can't. So I think what we do is we actually Swarming, and then we make that a legend. So then when we cast Saruman, we still can't cast Arwen's Gift because we need another blue source. Although the treasure will be that additional blue source. Okay. So I think what we do is we Swarming of Moria here, and then we're going to make it a legend, and then we're going to have enough mana to Saruman and Arwen's Gift next turn, and then we'll be able to claim the precious something off of Saruman the turn we play it, which is just very, very strong. So we're going to have 6 lands in play, 3 additional sources, white, blue, black, and then blue for Arwen's Gift off the treasure, into claim the precious. So that's going to be our turn to take down Snarling Warg and get Saruman online as well. And then the next turn we'll play Eomer and maybe our own Oliphant, depending on what we draw. We just play Oliphant. Being able to cast, we're going to be able to take their Arwen's Gift and that claim the precious next turn, and we'll be in a very, very good spot, I think. So yeah, now they're going to get in with Snarling Warg. There's no need for us to block Aerith the Healing House, just because it turns off our play here, and we just don't want to give them that option. So there's a blue source, which is very nice here. So now we can cast Saruman, Then we'll cast Arwen's Gift off of the treasure, and this triggers Saruman. And now we could Arwen's Gift again, but I think we just want to claim the precious here and take the pressure off us and take down the Snarling Orc here. And we'll keep the 2/2 as the Ring Bearer because we're going to get a loot off this turn. Probably bottoming all lands at this point. I don't see the need for them with Add File and Inherited Envelope draw. And now I mean, that's just a great draw now. We get to attack them with the 2/2 here. Rise of the Witch King is great. We can pitch the Shire Terrace. And now next turn, if they let us untap, we're going to get to play 2 EMers and put a whole lot of pressure on the board here. And all of our creatures are legendary, so if they kill any of them in combat, not going to be surprised to see, Shelob's Ambush there. I actually thought they might have had that last turn, which is part of the reason we didn't block. But now we're going to get to, attack with both of these creatures. Also, if we want to, we can just EMR into Rise of the Witch King to bring back like Erkenbrand or Eagles of the North, something along those lines, which is also a pretty nice line. If we don't want to play, EMR of an attack with that line also. And another Arwen's Gift here from the opponent. We're also going to get to Arwen's Gift actually off of EMR or Rise of the Witch King. This opponent's in a bit of trouble here because they've got only 2 lands in play and they don't have good blockers. They think they're probably fine this turn, but that's the power of these EMers. They're just so explosive coming out of the hand with haste. Like, we're going to be putting 9 power on the board. Opponent's just taken down one of their blockers as well. Yeah, so now I think... Oh, and they're attacking here as well. They probably shouldn't have attacked there because we actually can hit them now for... I think we just hit them for a whole bunch here. We hit them for 15. Oh, and Isolation or Orthanc is a sick draw here because we can just take the Uruk-hai Berserker off the battlefield and just smack them for a ton of damage. And we get the 1/1. And so now next turn they're facing down a ton of damage. We get to Rise of the Witch King, and if we draw a land, we can Rise and Oliphant here, and then Oliphant will allow us to cast any of the spells in their deck as well. So we've gotten to claim the Precious and then Isolation and Orthanc off of Saruman. So that's pretty sweet and really shows how powerful Saruman can be when you actually manage to get him online and have the mana to do it, which I think this deck has managed to do pretty nicely. Not often you want to play 2 Inherited Envelopes and a File of Galadriel, but if any deck's going to do it, I think this might actually be the one for it with all the unique mana requirements and how mana thirsty it is with Saruman of many colours. We certainly pushed this one to the limits, but the game's been pretty fun, so I hope you've enjoyed them. Now here, they're Morgul knife wounding us. So we've got to pay 2 life to keep it alive this turn if we want to. Does create another 1/1. Here's Sam's Desperate Rescue. Oh, so we can actually sack. We can let Emma go. And then just Rise of the Witch King it back now. And then Sam's Desperate Rescue something back, or just Arwen's Gift. I think that's pretty good. So now I think could pay 2 life here. Do we have any haste creatures? We don't. So I think here we actually do want to just let this one hit the bin because it's our best Rise of the Witch King target this turn. So So now we can Nazgul. Or we can actually just... So what have we got in here? We've got Sam's Desperate Rescue, Arwen's Gift. We want to Rise of the Witch King this turn. So I think we want to just Nazgul. Because we can't... we've got 7 mana. Well, if we could just Oliphant this turn, actually. Oliphant's pretty good. And Inherited Envelope. No, I think we just want to Nazgul and get it online. Make it the Ring Bearer here. And then just Rise of the Witch King. Get to cast their either their Sam's Desperate Rescue, or you can cast an Arwen's Gift here, or the Morgul Knife Wound. So yeah, opponents seen the writing on the wall there. I think they knew that they were just dead to the weight of card advantage we were generating. So we're 3-2, and let's see if we can get a couple more wins with this Sweet Brew. Alrighty, on to game number 6 here. This hand is going to be a keep as well. Arwen into Erkenbrand into Arwen's Gift, and double gift now is pretty good. I would have preferred to draw something other than Arwen's Gift there, but I can't really complain that we're naturally going to be able to draw Arwen. And then Vial of Gladriel is a really nice one because we'll be able to Erkenbrand and have a mana up as well, and this just gives us a bit of flexibility. And also, it's just a great card. If we run out of cards, a Vial allows us to restock very quickly, but this deck hasn't really needed to do that other than the game that we Rise to the Witch King this one back. Opponents, Woes Pathfindering, so they're also going to be accelerating their mana out. And that's absolutely fine. Green, they can play anything here. Strider is a really nice one. Strider is a super solid card, but we're just going to... I think we actually Inherited Envelope here. We're not going to block, so it actually allows us to just get some damage in. And now next turn we can... If we draw land, sadly we can't file. We can't file and Erkenbrand here. I'm going to need an answer to this Strider, Ranger of the North. Strider is a big problem for our deck. We don't really have any great answers for it. It's just a 5/5 first strike. It's pretty problematic, so we're going to need to draw like a... Geez, and Enraged Huon as well is a bit of a problem for us also. Rohirrim Lancer, okay. So not drawing any land has been a bit tough here. So what we could do this turn, we can't even file Lancer and Nasty End. So we can like Erkenbrand and double block something. Like the Strider or the Enraged Huon. I think that's probably the line here. If we had a land, we could file Lancer and then Nasty End, but not being able to do that is just not ideal. So now opponent, I think like they probably put this on Strider, Ranger of the North. If they want to attack with it, or they can put on the... Yeah, actually, they put on the Huon and they attack with the Huon. They're not going to attack with Strider here. And we just take 5. But now next turn, we can gift. Can't even file and gift. Oh, and Troll of Khazad-dûm. It's probably going to do it. We can Rohirrim Lancer here. So we could file... I think we need to just gift here. And probably look for land and claim the Precious, is my guess. Neither of these are going to do it. We just need to dig to Precious. Firebrand is interesting. But yeah, I just don't think this is going to get it done, unfortunately. So we can Nasty End. We can like chump Strider and Nasty End, but that's not even that good. Unfortunate that we like hit our red there, but I don't even think Ranger's Firebrand is particularly good. We really needed to hit one land. I know we pitched one to the bottom, but we were looking, and maybe we shouldn't have. I think, yeah, we're just pretty dead at this point. Unfortunately, no attacks. I think we're just nasty and when we chump with Arwen and yeah, we're just, I mean, this is just game at this point. They can just beat down with everybody and they can't Warriors Pathfinder yet, but yeah, really nice hand. Turn 3 Strider Range with the North with no answer is pretty tough to deal with. So, unfortunately for us, this is going to be a loss, I think. Don't really have any blocks we can do. Like, we can't block the Troll. We can't double block this. We have to double block that. We're just dead. So, yeah, I think this is going to be it, but we'll just wait to see how they attack. You never know. They might attack in a strange way. So, first strike. Probably we needed to play Lancer that turn to block the Troll, but I think if we do that, they just attack with Strider, so that is going to do it. If you enjoyed the video, a bit of a crazy draft, but if you did, please be sure to give us a like and subscribe for more content. Let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed, if you enjoy seeing the more like try-hard style of drafting to win, or if you enjoy seeing these crazy wacky decks that try and play Saruman of many colours, Bilbo Retired Burglar, Arwen, and Claim the Precious. Because I sure as hell enjoy drafting them. They don't get as many wins, but I think they lead to a few more interesting games. So let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.